Welcome to the Information Man Show. Peace, everybody. Peace. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Thank you for your patience. Tonight will be a somber night because I am going to get into an area that many of us do not feel comfortable talking about, and sometimes it can definitely touch on the heartstrings. It can definitely be an emotional roller coaster, but it's one that we need to delve into as soon as possible. What I'll do is I'll start off tonight by shouting people out in the chat room. I appreciate people that are coming over. I don't know how big of a crowd we'll get tonight, but it doesn't matter because the information is what is important. And it's very important that people share this in their social media. Share this in your community tab if you are a content creator. Everything that you can do to contribute to this definitely would be definitely much needed. What you see on the screen there next to me, it says, help us find us. This is a campaign that black people, there's a website called Black People, or there's websites that say mission.com, black people that are missing. And there are various activists, and there's two videos I'm going to show you tonight with one of these sisters who is an activist talking about the fact that black people do go missing, and there's very little media play when we go missing. And so that's a hashtag that's basically has to do with us as it relates to black people who have gone missing, and that is help us find us. So I want you to take heed in that hashtag that I have on the screen right next to me right now. So let me do this before I get into the presentation. Let me just shout out who's actually here right now. And let me just go ahead and do that. And let me just do this. I'll do this by this way. This might be more effective for me to do it this way. And then I got, let's see, who do we have? Who do we have here? So we got Gregory X, the minister. We got Peggy Roster, and you know what, Gregory X, do you have? Yeah, you're moderated. I wanted to make sure you've been following me for a long time. We've got Peggy Roster in the house. We got Minister of Extreme. We've got RY. We got Sister Murray back in the house. We got Nate A, Chris CCC. My man DOD is in the house. The Do Show is in the house. What's going on? So those are the folks that we have in here so far. We got Joy, who's in the house. Thank you for being here. We got my man Uda, ADOKI. Peace to you, brother. I see you all the time over in Honors Channel. Great to have you over here. Thank you for being a part of the family over here. We have Sheldon, who's just come in the house saying peace to all. J-Lo is in the house as well. Peace to you. And RY, what's good? Everybody's talking to each other, and that sounds good. And if anybody, and then we've got my man Keith that's in the house too. Let me turn on something here, which is the live chat, because the live chat helps you not to miss a lot of people if you can't help it. Now, I did a survey, and that survey was, do black people get the same media coverage as white people when we are missing, like Gabby Petito? And the answer to that is 91% said no, and about 9% said yes. If you had not had a chance to vote tonight, go ahead and click your vote and be honest about that. Tonight will be definitely one to open up one's mind, because as I dug into this area of research, it really blew my mind. It's a threefold situation. One, you have black women that are going missing at an all-time high, and nobody's talking about it. Two, you have black men that have been going missing at an all-time high, and I'm going to break down some of those numbers for you tonight. Three, you have black children who are next in line to be those that are going missing disproportionately to our population. Now, they say we're 13%, 14%. Personally, I think there's more of us in this continent we call North America, or we call America, than they tell us. But just for the purpose of everything, of these statistics, they got us at 13, 14%, somewhere in there. And disproportionately, we have black kids black children, black women, and black men that are far, and I mean far too far, disproportionately falling into becoming missing, and nobody gives a damn about it. And I do mean nobody gives a damn about it.
Tell the truth.
Patella Afro is in the house. Thank you for being here. Sister Maury is in the house. Good to have you here. Joy, everybody. I see everybody coming in. Make sure you share this video in your community tab. Share this in your social media. It's a very important video in terms of the content and where we're going here. Now, and then we've got fashion for, let me see, fashion for life is in the house. I like your avatar, sister. She says, I agree, information man. We got Craig R in the house, says cheers. We got Life of GCV Gwen. Hey, Gwen, sister, I'm glad to see you. YouTube is a trip. They will throw people out of your algorithm. YouTube will unsubscribe people. All of you that follow my channel, because I do the same thing, please check everybody that you like to follow. Check the channels every now and then. When you wonder why you're not getting notifications, it's because YouTube throws people out of your algorithm by doing what? Unsubscribing you. So please, if you like this kind of content, if you like what all of us are doing on YouTube, you got to check each other's YouTube channels to make sure you're subscribed. YouTube plays a little dirty trick like this all the time. We've got Identity Withheld in the house saying, information man, again, peace to you, brother. And then we got Omega Dreads Gaming. He says, let me see what he says here. Omega, did I miss his what he said? Because the chat's moving. Omega Dreads Gaming says, no, because America has told us you're expendable. Right, Omega Dreads. And Omega Dreads, you coming in with the right type of spirit already. We got Kiki in the house, Kiki05 saying, what's up to DOD? And so let me get into this, bring you into this journey right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just get into this right now. I want y'all to get your popcorn, get your drink, get your smokes, whatever you're into. Listen carefully. I'm gonna slow it all down tonight. I'm gonna not try to hold you here for 3 and 4 hours. No, God, I don't want to do that. But I want to slow myself down because when I get really excited about things, I tend to speak too fast. So I want to slow it down. I want to show you statistics. I want to show you videos that I have. I want to show you pictures that I have, and so that it all tells the story as to what's going on. So shall we do that? Let's do that right now. We got Big Dog Philly in the house, and peace. And everybody, if anybody comes in the chat room and they're greeting me and I don't see them, just let them know, hey, info is going to let you know what's up, or info is in the middle of a focus right now. It's no disrespect to anybody. And if I get any super chats, any of you guys can remind me, hey, info, you got a super chat, man. You just missed a super chat by such and such. And then when I do look at the chat room and I might have missed somebody, then I'll see somebody's message and I'll say, oh, shit, I missed a super chat from such and such. Thank you. We got such a wonderful world. Journey is in the house. Thank you. She says, for educating the purposes, good evening. Thank you. And subscribe to the channel if you are new here. We're trying to build something over here. Now, let's get into this right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, you all are familiar with the Gabby Petito, right, situation, right? If everybody's familiar with the Gabby Petito situation, put a 1 in the chat room. When you put these numbers in the chat room and you have activity in the chat room, it helps the algorithms of the channel. That's why I always say that. For any of you who are content creators, the more interaction you have in your chat room with people in the chat room, it makes the algorithms turn to get to create more people to discover the video, to come into the video. So if you're familiar with this story, press 1. Okay? Let me put this up here too. Like so. So that's what we have right there. Now, what I want to do is put that back up here. So Gabby Petito, she's been getting a lot of press, ladies and gentlemen, right? Everybody's talking about this case because of the fact that it's something out of a movie. She has a fiance, a boyfriend who became her fiance. They had some type of a loving relationship. There was something going on when they went hiking, traveling, wherever the hell they decided to go to. And as you can see on that right there, read that right there on my screen. Gabby Petito, 6.1 million people are talking about this woman. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the reports came out that they found her body. If that's correct, say yes in the chat room. If I'm correct, let me know I'm correct in the chat room. If I'm not correct, help me to correct if I'm incorrect. As far as we know so far, she is no longer with us. She is no longer in the third dimension, right? And then the boyfriend, Brian Laundrie, as you can see on the picture I have up there, according to reports, he's on the run. If I'm not correct about that too, correct me. Has he been captured by the authorities, or is he still on the run? Is Brian Laundrie still on the run? If he's still on the run, put in the chat room he's on the run, or put run, and I'll see that it is that yes. So everybody is saying yes, he's on the run. So yes, he is on the run, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate everybody that's here tonight. I just want to clarify this. So he's still on the run. But this is the thing. 6.1 million people are talking about this woman. They've been looking for her. They've been searching for her. And eventually they found out that she is no longer with us, right? Because she is dead, for a lack of a better word. And there's a poster, as you see, as I put up there, Gabby Petito, missing person. And the police used a lot of resources. The media has been talking about her left and right. The media has been talking about the family, Brian Laundrie's family. There's been reports that somebody put out a video or a picture saying, oh, he's over here. That turned out to be false, not true at all.
Tell the truth.
There's been so much interest into this situation with this guy. Not only white people are looking at this and saying, hey, what's going on with this case? But you got black YouTubers and black people in social media. Everybody of all races, creeds, religions, and what have you are studying this case. Everybody seems to be emotionally tied into what happened to her, why did he do this, and such and such and such. Now, if you look at crime statistics under the FBI, ladies and gentlemen, you would know that this is the type of crime that white males do all the time in American society, although they deem black men and black women, but particularly black men, as criminals. However, white males, white people engage in most of the crime overall in America, overall crime. So white males engage in serial type crime. White males engage in burglary, commercial burglary, domestic dispute, touching of little ones, if you know what I mean, abuse of the family. These are all the things that white males lead in. See, that's what they don't tell you on the news. On the Information Man show,
tell the truth.
You're going to get the truth.
Tell the truth.
Nobody, as they're critiquing Brian Laundrie, where is he at? Oh, he's not here. He's over there. He's everywhere. We don't know where he is. What they fail to tell you in the news is that this is the type of crime that a lot of white men engage in when they're off their rocker, when they're not thinking straight, and when they've got these narcissistic personality traits and what have you. If I can't have you, nobody can. There's rumors that maybe he did this to her because they had an argument, they had a fight, something went wrong. She wanted to get away from him, right? And therefore, he's running around missing, but she's now found dead. So now they're on a manhunt to find this man. But this is the type of crime that white males do engage in America. If you go look at the latest FBI statistics of 2019, you will find out that black males are not the face of crime, or black people. I will still do a show very soon breaking down those numbers for you more in detail. But for now, check out the 2019 FBI crime statistics. I'm using their statistics. White males do have a propensity to engage in this type of crime. So that's a fact. Right here, ladies and gentlemen, is Brian Laundrie. And it seems that everybody, and I do mean everybody,
Tell the truth.
seems to be highly invested in this story, as I said before. So here's a picture of him. Everybody's wondering where he's at. What did he do to Gabby? What have you? Well, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. While everybody is concerned about where Brian Laundrie is, and why everybody is concerned about what happened to Gabby Petito, nobody is concerned about the thousands and millions of black people that have gone missing over the years and continue to go missing even today. Nobody seems to give a damn, okay? When it comes to black people, no one cares.
Tell the truth.
No one seems to be focused on what happens to us, and the media does a piss poor job of bringing our issues to the forefront. They do a piss poor job. They don't seem to give a damn. But if it's I gotta say it, if it's a blonde hair, blue-eyed young lady, they tend to give a damn. A lot of that comes out of slavery. A lot of that comes out of Jim Crow. A lot of that comes out of the fact that white men historically put their women on a pedestal, not to be touched by anybody. And there were black men that were lynched and mistreated when white women would lie and say, he did it to me. He did it to me. A lot of times they would lie. No, all the time they were lying. You got the 1921 Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre due to a white female lying on a black man. So as a result of that today, white women are given the benefit of the doubt when it comes to them lying about what happened to them. And not only that, when they go missing and there's any domestic thing that happens, and 9 out of 10 times it's a white male that does it to them, but they don't demonize white men in this society.
Tell the truth.
The media and the police and all the forces of America will say, we got to find her. This person's important. Even though you've got a lot of black people that have gone missing, particularly black females, and nobody gives a damn about black females in this society, or even black life for that matter. Let me go ahead and say, and so this what bothers me. You got a lot of people that are pro-lifers that say, hey, we're pro-life. Well, you're pro-life when the baby is an embryo, when the baby is in the body, but you don't seem to be pro-life when people are alive, particularly black people. When we're alive, bumping and moving and talking and living our lives, you tend to not care about us. I'm going to say this again to emphasize this again. 66.1 million people are talking about this woman. Are there, ladies and gentlemen, is there 6.1 million people talking about black females going missing, black males going missing, or black children going missing? If that's a yes, put a yes in the chat room. If that's a no, put a no in the chat room immediately, because we want to know what your thoughts are in this particular area. Okay? Now, this is what I want to do. I'm going to put this up here because this is the most recent situation that's going on. Right here, ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to look at that screen at the young lady. If you know who they are, you can say it in the chat room, of course. Let your thoughts be known in the chat room. And what I want to do right now is I want to break it down to you. So you have three beautiful black people that are here. Starting with I'm going to start with the brother to the right. That's Daniel Robison. According to his father, he is a brilliant student. He is a geologist. He went to school for geology, and he was on his work site. Okay, and let's put his picture up here a little bit bigger and bolder. Right here, like so, and let you know about this brother right here. So, what's going on is that Daniel Robison has been in Arizona for the last 3 months, searching for his 24-year-old son, Daniel. David Robison has been searching for his son. That's the father, Daniel Robison, who went missing after leaving a work site in the desert in his Jeep Wrangler on June 23. So he jumped in his Jeep, and hadn't been seen since. Robinson, who lives in Southern California, hired an independent investigator and assembled a volunteer search team when he says he felt the police, check this out, when black people go missing, we get little to very little help and assistance, even by law enforcement. He said here that he felt that he wasn't getting any help from law enforcement. So he wasn't making any progress with law enforcement in the investigation. He also says that he failed to get the amount of media coverage, just like I said, he's not getting media coverage just like Gabby Petito. See, there's very little value on black life in this country, ladies and gentlemen. Not getting media coverage, he believes in the case that's needed. In his son's case, it's needed. The case was reported by the local media as early as July 9th. Robison said that he's sympathetic with the family of Gabby Petito, whose remains were recovered Sunday after she disappeared while exploring the park in Wyoming. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? In Wyoming, ladies and gentlemen, there are 700 Native Americans. We're talking about indigenous people, 700 that have gone missing, and the authorities in the state of Wyoming have done absolutely nothing.
Tell the truth.
But they are steadfast in their march, in their energy to look for Gabby Petito. And I'm not saying that they're not supposed to look for a missing person, but they were steadfast in looking for her, and they are now steadfast in trying to find Brian Laundrie, right? But not steadfast in looking for this young man, Daniel Robison. Okay? Now, moving on. Daniel Robison said it is hurtful to see a young white woman case met with more urgency. I'm going to say it again. This is the father of Daniel Robison. He says that it was very hurtful to see the case of a white woman gain more urgency and more national attention than his son, who is black. That is the truth.
Tell the truth.
That is the truth, sir. Robison is among black and brown families whose loved ones remain missing and have struggled to get fair attention on their cases. Some say that they have gotten frustrated with watching the search for missing white women like Patel be in the spotlight while police appear to allow their case to go cold or classify their loved one as a runaway. So this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. When black people go missing, they say that we are runaways. Even when children go missing, black children go missing, they will call black children runaways. Now, I've got to be fair here. I'm going to be fair here. I'm going to read this to you. More than 600,000 Americans go missing every year. Some are runaways. Now, that's the statistics. So in American society, overall, ladies and gentlemen, 600,000 Americans do go missing, and quite a few of them are runaways. But every time, almost damn near every time black people go missing, they look at it as a runaway. Okay? Now, let me share this with you. A share of 2020 active missing person cases. Now, let me go back over here. I'm being very measured in my program right now. Let me go into the next one right here. Okay, let's go into, let me see, Jelani Day, this young brother right here. Let me put his picture up and make it front and center. So Jelani Day, his mother, Cameron Baldwin Day, has spoken out in recent days pleading for answers and more help finding Jelani. Now, what I found out doing my research is that apparently they said that they found his body somewhere in a park or woods or somewhere. He was going to a university, and a lot of the university students are taken back by the fact that he's no longer here. So let me do this right now. We got Tiffany Jackson in the chat room, Big Dog Philly. We got Chris CCC's in here. Let me see, Fashion for Life, RY. J-Lo. I got a lot of my regular folks that usually come over. We got Neon Eyes in the house. Thank you for coming over. We got Joy, Gregory Harris. Greg Harris is in the house. RY, DOD. Just a lot of lovely people in here. I'll be honest with you. there really should be a lot more. And Sister Maury is in the house. There really should be a lot more people because this is just as important as me talking about Polite or any of these well-known people that people tend to. This is just as important. Now I know that R. Kelly, he's going to jail. He's finished. That was the breaking news today. They got him for child trafficking. They got him for racketeering. He's finished in show business. Okay, and everybody's going to be talking about that, I'm sure. But check this out. The Bloomington Police Department, I have been in frequent contact with them. They told HLN, however, there has been no urgency. That's a media outlet that she told. There has not been a drive to find Jelani. Now, just to keep it 100% real, they did find his body. But the point that's being made here is in the beginning, Jelani Day's mother was struggling to get the police in the community out there to help find her son. But they did find him finally, but it was a struggle. All right, it was a struggle. Let me go over here. There has not been the drive to find Jelani. Other black families say they are also angry about how police have handled their cases. Okay, some have gained more attention. On social media in light of Patel case. On Thursday, the body of missing graduate student Jelani Day was identified. That was this past Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, after he went missing. The coroners of LaSalle County, Illinois, confirmed Day identity through forensics, dental identification, and DNA testing comparison. Okay, some comparisons. The office said in a news release shared by the Bloomington Police Department. Day was 25 years old, graduate student at the Illinois State University, whose mother said he inspired to become a speech pathologist, was reported missing on August 25th, and she said that there was very little to no attention brought to this case. This is a damn shame, ladies and gentlemen. Now, here is another story that I must get into. This sister right here, I believe she's on the far left, and this is Keisha Jacobs, if I got her name correct. And here's a picture of her. And the mother pled to find the daughter. She's pleaded to find the daughter missing near 5 years now. Tanya Jacob said her daughter, Keisha Jacobs, has been missing since September 26, 2016, when she left the family apartment in Richmond, Virginia. Jacob said Keisha, now 26, said she was going to spend the night with a friend but never returned home the next day. Jacob said that police initially suggested that Keisha was ignoring her mother's calls and likely was not missing. However, 14 months after Keisha went missing, police said they suspected foul play was a factor in her disappearance. Jacob said that it is unfair that Keisha, who was only a year younger than Gabby Petito when she vanished, did not receive the same intense search effort and publicity as Patel. My heart goes out to everybody that is missing. I don't want any parents to go through what I'm going through. That's Keisha's mother, Miss Jacobs, she told CNN. But at the same time, it does frustrate me because Keisha did not get that attention. What made the FBI think her case was more important than Keisha? The cases are just not taken serious, ladies and gentlemen. This year, long disparity. These are disparities in the system, and this is what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. This is something else, ladies and gentlemen. Do you understand what I mean when I say I understand why people are looking at the Gabby Petito case? But while you study that case and you wonder where Brian Laundrie is at, we should also be reverent to black people who have gone missing. We should definitely be reverent to our own people that have gone missing and do stories about that as heavily as we can. Now, I'm not accusing and saying that nobody's doing stories about black people being missing, but I just see that not only is the larger society at 1.6 million people very focused on the Gabby Petito case, but we got cases, recent cases of 3 black people, particularly 2 black young men who have gone missing, and the parents have said that there's little to no attention to their cases. I think it's a damn shame that this is happening. Let's go back into the chat room and see what people are saying here. Let me see right here. So we got Chris, let me see what we got here. Let me look at my phone here. We got Black Votron. We got Sister Maury in the house. Keith, Raw B Privileges in the house. Thank you for being here. Share out the video, and share this in your community tab as well. We got Cat PY2, J-Lo Rich is in the house. We got, we got a great super chat here. We got Sheldon, who definitely super chatted me. Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
And Sheldon says this, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for covering this. It is very, very important to keep this in the news. We cannot be silent. Please, information man. I appreciate what you're saying, Sheldon. Thank you for coming over and dropping that super chat. Let me see if I can put that up on the screen here. I might have missed it. We got Lady T Speaks in the house. Thank you for being here. Golden Melanin. We got Erica, who's come over. Thank you, Erica, for being here. We got Bobby Cosmic in the house. Keith again. And who did I miss? Let me go into the other page right here and see if I missed anybody. Oh, let me put the super chat on the screen there. So there go your super chat on the screen for everybody to see. Hopefully this thing is working. And let me see what's going on here. All right. So, oh my God, not working right now. Hang on, folks. Hang on. Okay, here we go. All right, there we go. Here we go. There we go. Right there. Okay. So Sheldon put up here, thank you, information man. It is very, very important. Yes, it is very, very important.
Tell the truth.
And you speak the truth, so I thank you for coming in. I thank you for the super chat. Thank you, DOD, for reminding me, brother, that I got a super chat. Thank you, Lady T Speaks, Captain PY2. PY2 is in the house. Black Votron, Raw B, the minister super chatted me too. Let me give him some love as well. Minister, thank you for super chatting me, brother. I appreciate that as well. And he says this. He says, from the minister, here's the problem, people. We are unorganized. And let me see if I can get him on the screen here. I want to get his super chat on the screen. I'm having some malfunction problems here. All righty. So he says, I can just read it here. He says the problem is that we're unorganized. We don't police ourselves. So collectively, there it is. You're correct. Collectively, we're hurt because we're not policing ourselves. We got to watch ourselves. We are our own. We're all we got, folks. We are it. We are it. Nuno uno. We are totally it. We are totally it. And I'm gonna put this on the screen again. This is a hashtag for black people. Help us find us. So let me do this. Right now, do black people get the same media coverage as white people? The statistical data in the study right now, in the poll that we've taken, out of 115 people so far, is 88 people say no, and 12% people say yes. Let me see. Let me see what Gloria is saying here. She says, let me see. Wait a minute. Murray is saying, you also have a super chat from, yeah, I got that. Thank you, sister. I got a super chat from the minister, and I appreciate him giving me this super chat. Now, let's get back, if we can, into the rest of the presentation. I appreciate everybody that's here. So here's another picture of black people that have gone missing. I just want to show you a collage of pictures that I think everybody should be aware of. And let me take this off the screen right here. So here is a group of black people that are also missing. Okay? Let's go right here. Here is another group of black young ladies that are missing. I didn't know, how many of you all knew about this? Put a 1 in the chat room if you knew about this. 14 girls have gone missing in D.C. in the last 24 hours. So there was a big problem in Washington, D.C. with a lot of black young ladies going missing, and that was a big news 14 girls have gone missing in D.C. in the last 24 hours. This was a big Twitter post. It got 393 likes. Yet Gabby Petito gets 1.6 million. Black folks, we got to do better than that. If our own people are getting missing, why are we not getting more, pushing out what's happening to our people more and more? Right? Why are we not doing this? Maybe I'm barking down the wrong tree. You all tell me if I'm barking down the wrong tree. Here you go. Here is actual pictures of black people that are missing. All of them missing. And nobody seems to give a damn about black people that are missing in this society. And I'm going to tell the truth on that.
Tell the truth.
Missing, and more missing. Maybe this is the proper message that we should be saying. Why is it so damn or so dangerous being black? Especially in American society. Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Let me put this up for you. This is what I was going to read to you before. This is a share of 20. Everybody, I'm going to say this slowly. This is a share of 2020 active missing persons cases, share of United States population. White people, yes, white people do lead in being missing more than anybody else. But when they are missing, they get more media coverage than anybody else. Okay? The share, now white people are at 54% in being missing. Their share of the population is 76%. We also know that they took a dip in their population due to the fact that they're not reproducing themselves as much. And there's also an increase in other people of other melanated shades that are growing. Okay, now black people are at 31% going missing. However, like I said before, they have us coined at 13% of the population. Whether that's true or not, we got to do more statistical studies and research on that, because they've been holding us at 13% for decades. The largest disparity, check this out, 2% Asian people. They make up 6% of the general population, right? Native Americans, 2%, 1% of the overall population. Unknown means people of all different races at 10%. But check this out on this chart. The largest disparity is among black people, who make up about 1/3 of active missing persons, but only 13% of the population.
Tell the truth.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a problem. We have a very serious problem, and we need to take heed to this situation. We have a very serious problem.
Information is power.
We have a very serious problem, ladies and gentlemen. So while everybody is making videos about Gabby Petito, while everybody is going crazy, trying to figure out why this happened to her, in the beginning trying to find her, they have found her and she is no longer with us in the third dimension. But while everybody is trying to identify, well, what happened to Brian Laundrie? Where is he at? And I understand why everybody wants to know where he's at, because he committed a heinous crime and he needs to come. He needs to be taken in by the law, and he needs to be held accountable for what he did to her. But what I'm saying to you in a nutshell again, everyone seemed to be steadfast in their desire to put forth the effort to push forth finding this woman, although they found her dead. But everyone eyes and ears and hearts at 1.6 million people talking about this has been around this case. Why has there never been that same energy put forth when it comes to black men, black children, and black women be going missing? And out of all three, black men and black children and black women go missing more than anyone else in our society, within our community. Right here, check this out. Missing kids of color. Y'all know I don't like that word, because that word does not identify actually who you really are, because you can put anybody in that people of color frame. Yes, you can. And I mean, yes, you can.
Information is power.
Tell the truth.
And make sure you subscribe to the channel.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Right here, about 14% of the United States children are black, but black kids account for more than a third of missing cases. Missing children is in the red. All U.S. children is in the black. White children at 57%, once again, white people. So this includes white people, including Hispanics, at 57%. And they are 76% of the population, 76% of the population. Although they did take a dip, the chart might be maybe a year off or so from the latest census. Now, black people, or in this case, black children, are 37% of the kids that go missing, making up 14% as part of the black population. Okay, that's what they're saying in this chart. All other people are at 6%, making up 10% on this chart. This is about 14% of United States children are black, but black kids account for more than a third of all missing children in this situation. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a problem.
Information is power.
This is a serious problem. Let me put this up here for you. This is a comprehensive live stream. That's why I'm trying to slow things down so that everything that I'm saying gets out there. Now, this was another situation here. Missing persons, race disparity, blacks missing foundation. This was on channel 11, WBA TV. I don't know exactly where that's at, but here it is. Missing persons, 40%. 40% of missing persons are, for the lack of a better word, people of color. And black people are 13% of that population. They're really talking about black people, ladies and gentlemen. That's who they're really talking about. This is the truth.
Tell the truth.
That's overall people of color, but it's actually black people. Now, as I said before, I read off, that's Jelani there. And then, of course, you have the other brother there, Daniel Robison. Families of missing black men. When black men go missing and nobody seems to give a damn about black people or black men in particular as well. Families of missing black men plead for more resources and accountability from police. I want the same manpower for my brother, D'Angelo Day, who's on the picture as well to the far right. D'Angelo and Day said while speaking of Gabby Petito's case, Day's brother went in Illinois August 24th. So that's his brother, DeAndre, let me say that correctly. DeAndre Day is the brother of, this is the damn shame. Of Jelani. He is the brother of this. I'm trying to compose myself because when I went through this, it really made me angry because I'm saying to myself, Gabby Petito's become a big story, but we got all types of people going missing, and particularly black people. And I'm going to say it again for people who came into the chat room a little late. You got Native Americans, indigenous people in Wyoming where she went missing. Over 700 Native people, indigenous people in Wyoming have went missing. There's been no attention paid to them, but all this attention was paid to Gabby Petito. I'm not saying that she should have never gotten any attention, but what I'm saying is there's a disparity in who gets attention, and it's based in race. And I know people don't like talking about race. You're always saying, there you go with the race stuff again, because it's happening. It's real. It is real, and it is happening. And let me come over here like so. Here's another example of a young man who's missing. If you have information on Dean Ford's whereabouts, please call the NYPD. This is in New York, 7th Precinct at 212-477-7313 or by dialing 911. Have you seen me? Finding Dean Ford. This is another young man. He has an award-winning smile right there who has gone missing. And ladies and gentlemen, this is really no joke. None of this is a joke. This is no laughing matter whatsoever. No, it's not. No laughing matter. No, it's not a laughing matter at all. This is very serious. So when you all have been following this Gabby Petito situation, and I do hope they find Brian Laundrie if they have not already, because he needs to pay for what he did. But think about the fact that we live in a society where they tell black people, pay your taxes, pull your pants up, right? They tell us to be into respectability politics. If you just don't have your pants sagging, look respectable, talk good, get education, do all these good things, you'll be treated fairly and you'll get a fair crack. Well, when we go missing, nobody gives a damn about us. There's hardly any talk about our circumstances, our situation, even when our parents go to bat for us, even our community and our friends and loved ones. The media doesn't really give a damn. And usually when the media gives us attention, it's after they find your body they find you no longer alive. Now all of a sudden the media wants to come around and start talking to us. Oh, it was foul play. Oh, he ran off. Not to mention when it comes to black kids that go missing, remember, they overage black people, especially black children. They overage our black children when they go missing, or when they define it as missing, when we're saying, no, something's wrong here, officer. Let's go back into this. I want to put this map up here for you all to see. This is a map of our country. You see all those different dots there. But what you need to know, as I talked about black men a minute ago, is I want everybody to take a guess right now in the chat room. How many black men have gone missing overall in this country we call America, as you see that map up there? Take a guess. I want to see what people come up with. What do you think is the number? What do you think is the number? Cap PY2, RY, Joy, Chris CC, Patience is in the house, peace to you. RY, Joy's in the house, King Wage is coming in. What do you think is the number? Anybody want to guess in there? Put a number out. Okay, we got RY says 50,000. Chris CC says fact. We got Big Dog Philly OG says 10 million. We got Afro, Share, Shade, Afro is in the house, says 8,000. J-Lo Rich says 1,000. 10,000 for Earl Owens. King Wage, what's up to you, brother? We got T.Y. France, 100,000 coming in. 100,000. We got Roxanne saying 97 million. Woo! We got Minister Extreme saying 1.7 million. We got Peggy Rosser saying 100 million. We got Mickey Bricks 2.0 saying 1 million. We've got let me see. Bob Cosmetics is saying the white man will break your legs and then give you a crutch. Okay, I hear what you're saying, brother. We got Mankind 4. Someone must have took his message out there. I hope he's not trolling. We got RY. We got Moses in the house. Moses Black Thor is in the house. And let me see who else. We got Earl Owens. We got 100,000 by Mankind. Mankind 4 says 1,000. J-Lo Rich says 1,000. Let me stop right there. J-Lo Rich says 1.5 million. We got Glassy Kingdom. I love that you're over here, Glassy Kingdom. Glassy Kingdom, when you go live soon, I'm going to go over to the TR show. And you also got the other channel, Glassy Kingdom, as you're coming in right now. Let me mod you up. You should be modded up. I think you're modded up on the TR show, but you're not modded up on the Glassy Kingdom. But now you are modded up. Okay? I looked at both your channels. You're doing great things over there, brother. Everybody definitely check out Glassy Kingdom. He has 2 channels, the TR show, and he also has Glassy Kingdom. We have Jackie in the house. She says 2 million. We've got Tiffany Jackson saying what's up to Black Voltron. We got Sheldon, who gave me that beautiful super chat, said 110,000. Keith says just a quick question. Golden Melanin is saying this, and we cannot stand by and let them continue to gaslight what happens to our youth, like they did with Kendrick Johnson, who was found without his organs wrapped up in a wrestling mat. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely 110%. Let me look at you right now and say you're absolutely 110% correct. Another thing I want to bring to you, have you heard of the case of Therese Gibson in Texas? He went missing after leaving his parents' house with, to hang out with some friends, and some of these people have not even been arrested. They can't find his body. You have one person that's in jail right now, but the others that have been bragging about stuff, they're not in jail. SP News, if she's out there listening, I'm still waiting to get the information from the mother, because I'm bringing the mother on my channel to talk about this young black male from a year, I think it was a year or two ago, that his crime has gone unpunished, and they have not found his body. That's in Texas. That's Therese Gibson. Look into that case. This young man was a high school, I think he was a high school student, no, a college student, I believe. I want y'all to look into his case. I'm going to be bringing, hopefully, his mother on this channel to interview her about this situation. So I want you all to look at that. Now, let me give you the answer to that. Everybody, the closest person to the answer in there was brother, the minister of Extreme was right. He said 1.7 million. But this is what it is, my brother. It's actually 1.5 million missing black men in America. You hear what I said? 105 million black men missing in America. And I'm going to put this back up here again, right next to me. Be patient with me, ladies and gentlemen. And that is, help us find us. That's the hashtag. Help us find us, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it's 1.5 million black men that are missing. That's a lot of black men that have gone missing, and nobody gives a damn. And when this is happening, do you see anybody putting the type of effort at the tune of 1.6 million people saying, whoa, what's going on? We got black men going missing. We've got black women going missing. We have black children going missing, and nobody gives a damn. Nobody gives a damn. Let me go ahead again and put this up here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. Not only are black men going missing at the tune of 1.5 million, and if you can still hear my mic and everything's coming out nice and crispy, put a 1 in the chat room. Fatal police shooting. So it's not only enough that we have to worry about going missing and nobody caring about us being missing, but on top of that, black men are fatally shot by police by per million by race. Death per million from January 1st, 2015 to May 28, 2020, just a year ago. You can see right here, I'm going to remove something so that there's no doubt about what I'm talking about. The scale right here, as you can see, it's got black people at 30% right here, right? You got Hispanics at 22%, white people at 12%, and others at 4%. They never tell you who the goddamn other is of other races. But black people, black men in particular, fatal police shooting per million by race. Black people are fatally shot by police more often than anybody else, and we are 3 times often shot when we don't even have a weapon in our hand in comparison to white males or white people. Okay, I just wanted to put that out there because we're going missing, and we're also going missing because of the fact that we are being shot by police out here. Not to mention that you have a lot of black men that are incarcerated, so that also takes us off the street and makes us disappear. There was an article that came out a couple of years ago saying, why are black men disappearing from various areas in black communities? Why is this happening? Why? It's crazy. I want to thank everybody for watching this show tonight. I appreciate you coming over. I know it's late for some people across the country, but I'm getting through my presentation, and I'm going to get to those videos. I want to put this up here because I think this is very important as well. Right here is missingblackpeople.com. Missingblackpeople.com. This is a website. There are many websites, if you do your research, that talk about black people being missing. I've got about 2 videos where there's a sister that's an activist that's going to tell you about the organization that is doing their best to fight the disparity of black people that are going missing, and nobody gives a damn. So while we're doing all these videos and talking about Gabby Petito, and we're watching what's happening in that saga, because they're trying to find, as you already know, they're trying to find Brian Laundrie, and I understand it's very compelling news. It's very compelling. You want to watch it. You want to gobble it up, eat it all up, consume it, because it definitely keeps your eyeballs on the screen. But think about the fact that you got black people that are going missing. Here are black females. This is Washington, D.C. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Missing teen girls from Metro Washington, D.C., March 1st, 2017, March 17th. And these young ladies have never been found. Look at that screen right there. I want y'all to look at that for effect. Y'all see that? If y'all see that, say yes in the chat room, or put a 1 if you see it. If you're taking it in, these are missing black females, young girls, teenage girls. Here's a picture of another brother that's gone missing. Okay. Oh, and for the UK, for our brothers and sisters in the UK, do you know in the UK about 14% of missing youth in the UK is about what? It's black people in the UK. Black teens, black people are going missing in the UK at the tune of 14% there in the UK. Now, look at this on the screen. This is a damn shame. It says here, Sky News. Does anybody know where Sky News is? Can you guess in the chat room what network represents Sky News? It says here, off limits. Why are black kids more likely to go missing in the United States? Where is Sky News located? So we know that black men are missing at 1.5 million currently. Tiffany Jackson, good to see you. RY, Bobby Cosmetic. We got Moses Blackthorn. He says Fox. No, it's not Fox. It's not Fox. Good dad. It's the UK. We got Mickey Bricks 2.0 says, yes, you ain't wrong. So check this out. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. DOD is correct. He says it's the UK. Yes, Sky News is the news networks in the UK. Now, everybody, take notice here. Mickey Bricks 2.0 is from the UK. I'm familiar with her. She is from the UK. She said that I have not lied, that I've told the truth.
Tell the truth.
Mickey Bricks from the UK, sister. Let everybody know if I'm telling the truth, because you from the UK. 14% of black youth are going missing in the UK. But check this out. The Sky News in the UK is saying, why is black kids going missing in America when they got kids in the UK that are black that are going missing as well? But they're saying, why are black kids going missing over here? Because we're probably going missing more than even black kids in the UK. But it doesn't matter, because black kids and black people are going missing all over, and I'm going to say it again, all over the world. And it's a big problem. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So tell me if I'm wrong or right. We got Lady B Unstoppable in the house, coming in the house. We got the resident lady. I think we got Lady in the house saying Oliver Manson is still missing. He was a teacher from Baltimore, another black man who is missing in Baltimore. Oliver, let me say that name again. Oliver Manson, M-U-N-S-O-N, Manson, still missing. And I'm going to have to look that case up. And we got Joy in the house. And we've got Peggy Roster says, the news reporters in San Francisco, California named Frank Sullivan. Oh, yeah, that's right. Let me tell y'all about that. Peggy Roster, thank you. There's a news reporter in San Francisco, a newscaster. He's been in for ABC News in San Francisco. He's been doing it for years. He brought up the issue of Gabby Petito, but he was saying that, wait a minute, everybody's talking about Gabby Petito, but what about black people who go missing? And guess what happened to him? They suspended Frank Sullivan. I know him. I lived in San Francisco for many years. Frank Sullivan was suspended from TV because he mentioned about blacks being missing, and the reporter is white. They wanted him to only talk about the Gabby Petito case. Ladies and gentlemen, this is crazy. This is really crazy.
Information is power.
Right here, ladies and gentlemen, this is very important. And I think everybody in that chat room, I'm doing my best to take a look at the chat room as much as I can. I'm really depending on people to remind me of anything that I missed when I have a chance to look at the chat room. Please thank you, Sister Maury. I'm tongue-tied tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but I want y'all to look at this screen right here. It says, our black girls. We got a sister right here, Sister Edward, 17-year-old suspect to be victim of a serial killer. Okay, Sister Chambers right here, 35 years old, left Texas home and did not return. That's what you see on the screen. Please look at your screen very carefully, because what you're about to see next is going to blow you away. This is very important. And it can be no doubt that what I'm about to show you statistically is going to blow you away. And with that said, let me get ready to prepare you for the breaking news.
Information is power.
Right here, ladies and gentlemen. Remember I told you that 1.5 million black men are missing, and black women are actually they're missing just as much. Black women go missing a ton because of being a female. Naturally, females are normally victimized because females are seen as the weaker sex, and they get preyed upon because you have sexual predators out here who want to have their way. And check this out right here. It says tens of thousands of black girls and women go missing every year. Last year, the figure was nearly 100,000, yet their cases hardly ever grab national headlines. That's the truth.
Tell the truth.
Once again, tens of thousands of black girls and women go missing every year. But last year, that figure was nearly 100,000, yet their cases hardly ever go recognized nationally. While we're all talking about the Gabby Petito case, we should really be talking about, in unison as black people on YouTube, everybody really should be talking about and ringing the bell of concern Everybody should really be talking about how we have a lot of black women, black men, and black children that are going missing. But instead, everybody wants to talk about the Gabby Petito case because that's more sexier. And I believe it's sexier because we are all culturally conditioned in this society to see black as inferior and white as superior. And as a manifestation of that cultural conditioning, we will underestimate, undervalue, and marginalize black life, at the same time putting white life on a pedestal. And at the same time as black people, we do the same thing to ourselves by undermining and undervaluing each other as well, because we've been taught self-hate. That's why you can have 6.1 million people talking about her interest in this situation, even after she has been pronounced dead because they found her body. But there's no talk, no urgency, no bells being rung when it comes to black life in American society, and not only American society, globally. Have I set my case? Have I set my analysis? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a damn shame. I'm going to put this up here once more again. Why is it so dangerous being black, particularly in America? Let me put this up here to you so you can see this right here. Check this out right here. Please look at these numbers I'm putting on the screen for you. This is not, I know the stream is not as sexy as talking about Umar Johnson, or sexy as talking about Polite, or sexy as talking about, predators out there of that nature. That gets a lot of people coming over. That gets, tons of people coming in. But this is just as important, ladies and gentlemen. If you think it's just as important, put a 1 in the chat room. It's very important. Right here, black girls and women were reported missing at a disproportionate rate last year. In 2020, 268,884 girls, 268,884 girls and women were reported missing in the United States. This was in 2020 statistical numbers. So there's different numbers I've thrown at you, okay? According to the National Crime Information Center, a third of those reported missing were black, far greater than their share of the overall female population. You have white girls and women, you see? Black girls and women right there. You have the share of the United States girls and women. That's in the white shaded area, and the share of missing girls is in the darker shaded area. So basically, once again, white people do go missing more than black people overall, but when they go missing, there's more attention paid to their cases. When black people go missing, there is no attention paid to our cases, whether black man, black child, black adolescents, black teenagers, black women, black teenagers, the whole 9 yard. Do you understand this is a problem? Over the backdrop, I'm going to put this over the backdrop of Gabby Petito because she's getting all the attention, but I want to put this over the backdrop of her missing poster here. Let me read this to you as well. This is another statistic here. According to the Black and Missing Foundation, 543,018 Americans reported missing in 2020. 59% were white or Hispanic, 37% were black. Only 7% of the minorities reported missing received media coverage. Only 7% out of the 37% of Hispanics. You got 59% of whites and or Hispanic, because you have Hispanic people that will claim white, and that's true. They do that for whatever their reasons are. You can guess them. 37% are black or were black people, but we only make up 7% of the coverage when we go missing. That's a problem. Let me put up another slider for you. Here is another slider. The FBI National Crime Information Center, the NCIC database, lists 424,066 missing children under 18 in 2018. And that's some years ago, of course, but it's still relevant to the content tonight. The most recent year for which data is available, about 37% of those children are black, even though black children only make up 14% of all children in the United States. So if black children make up 14% of all children in the United States, and we make up 37%, our children make up 37% of the missing children out of the 14% overall makeup of children in the United States being black children. That's a problem. That's a damn shame. And I'm hitting the bell on this right now. It's a problem, ladies and gentlemen. This is a serious problem. It's a very, very serious problem. Now, as I get to the crescendo of my program tonight, I told you I was going to go in and give you the definitive analysis on this issue. You see now, when you look at the numbers, when you look at what's happening to black people in America and throughout the world, when you see that we need to be paying attention to what's happening to us. Now, what happened to Gabby Petito was tragic. It was terrible. I hope they find Brian Laundrie. I hope he pays the price to the highest extent of the law. But I'm asking that question to everybody in the chat room right now. Why can't black people get the same attention paid to us when something terrible happens to us? Why is that? Excuse me. Why can't that be the case? This is crazy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you some videos that will put a crescendo on the program tonight, but it will drive home the points of where I'm going with this. Once again, I'm going to put this back on the screen. I want y'all to see that website. I want y'all to see that. MissingBlackPeople.com. I want y'all to realize what you're looking at right there and understand the realities of what we go through in America as black people in this country. We go missing. Nobody cares about us. Nobody talks about us. The media doesn't give a damn. Even some of us don't give a damn about us. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the breaking news that you need to hear right now.
Information is power.
The case of Gabby Petito has gone viral, making national headlines every day. But many minority families of missing victims are questioning why they don't receive the same kind of exposure. The FBI had over 89,000 active missing person cases at the end of last year, and 45% of those were people of color. And only a fraction of those cases were even covered on the news. 7 On Your Side's investigative reporter Dan Kraut has more on one group's efforts to change that.
Thousands of people go missing from the streets of New York City every year. Many of those are found fairly quickly, but some go missing for months, and you don't often hear about it. The disappearance and homicide of Gabby Petito has received worldwide attention. Law enforcement across the country have been involved in the search for her and her boyfriend. But many people go missing that don't make the headlines. Tiffany Wesley from the Bronx, missing since July. Elia Boomer of Brooklyn vanished 6 years ago. And Larry Darnell Stackhouse disappeared from upstate New York 16 years ago.
They're simply not receiving that level of mainstream media.
Derica Wilson co-founded the National Black and Missing Foundation to help be a voice for the voiceless.
Everyone knows Natalie Holloway, Lacey Peterson, Chandra Levy, Elizabeth Smart, Gabby Petito. But I will have to ask, how many people can you name that are minority, black and brown?
More than 13,000 people were reported missing in New York City alone last year. We tried to get the racial breakdown of the missing and how many cases have been solved, but the NYPD hasn't released it, saying the number of missing persons is fluid as investigations are active and constantly change. Wilson says nationwide, close to half involve people of color.
All these families that are living in this nightmare, their hearts bleed the same way.
She says they're not made public for a variety of reasons.
Oftentimes when families of color report their loved ones missing, police are not taking the cases seriously. When it comes to children, they like to classify them as runaways.
But there's something everyone can do to help be a part of the solution. And that can be as simple as hitting the share button on social media.
Do not just like the post. We want them to share the post, retweet the post. Someone knows something.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel. You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to
Tell the truth.
subscribe to his channel. Information is power.
Here's the next video that you need to definitely hear what this sister had to say. She's a doctor.
News turns to it, police officers, the FBI, everybody does everything possible when a white woman goes missing.
Dr. Kay Wise Whitehead is talking about what's come to be known as the missing white woman syndrome. She's the founder and director of the Carson Institute for Race, Peace, and Social Justice at Loyola University of Maryland.
Truly, I want them to be found. I want their families to be made whole and restored. My concern is that we don't have the same type of interest, attention, outlook, commitment when black girls and women go missing.
Whitehead says it goes back to slavery.
White women were put on the pedestal. They were better than. They were perfect. They were what everyone aspired to be and everyone aspired to have. It's the reason why black men and boys were lynched, because they were thought to have whistled at or even spoken to a white woman. It's why when we were down south during Jim Crow, we had to get off the sidewalk and stand in the curb for a white woman to make her way down the block. There's something about white women being lifted up and everyone else being crushed in the process. I think it's a lingering on of what happened during slavery. It's still about the focus on white women. It's about who is beautiful, who is valued, who is important.
It's not just women and girls. The mother of missing Illinois State University graduate student Jelani Day says she isn't arguing Gabby Petito deserves less, but her son deserves more. He went missing August 24th. And then there's the case of 24-year-old geologist Daniel Robinson, who went missing on June 23rd. He was last seen in Arizona. His case is just now gaining media attention.
We're not going to stop. We're going to try to spread the word as far as we can. And I had to find my child.
Whitehead says this is a moment of tension where society can learn and have better outcomes.
That black women and girls are being missing. If they go online, they can find the names and pictures of hundreds of black girls all over the country and young black women whose families are crying out for them. My hope is that we pay the same type of attention.
To find out more about the disparities, check out the Black and Missing Foundation.
The Black and Missing Foundation, you can check that out.
to Information Man, please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
I want to say shout out to Brother Sanchez TV's in the house. Thank you for coming over, brother, tonight. Thank you very much, brother. That's my brother there. Check out his channel. Very deep, brother. He always gives me that golden pass to come on to his platform when he has various debates and various issues that he gets into on his channel. Very deep, brother. Have a lot of respect for Brother Sanchez. Brother's #1 in my book. So peace to you and a clap to you too, brother. And I would like to shout out Outside Looking In. The sister just came in. She's been supporting me heavily on the second channel. Maz, if you're in the house, drop the link to the second channel as well for those who want to subscribe to the Information Man Speaks podcast as well. We got my man Nappy Yankee that I see coming in the chat room. Peace to him. Let me give him a clap too. Definitely appreciate you. I appreciate Natural. I appreciate Golden Melanin. Appreciate RY. I appreciate Cap PY2, Mickey Bricks 2.0. I appreciate everybody that's coming tonight. Oh, we got a chick named Star who's in the house. She is one of the moderators doing a fabulous job. We got Black Voltron doing a fabulous job as well. We got D. Allen Warren is in the house. Thank you for coming over, but I got another video for you all, and you got to see this one. Here it comes. Here it comes, ladies and gentlemen.
Petito's death has probably been all over your feeds. She's the 22-year-old who went missing on a cross-country road trip with her fiancé. Police recently found Gabby's remains. They're still looking for her fiancé, who is now a person of interest and a suspect. It's a tragic story, but some people have wondered why we don't see the same nonstop coverage for other missing persons cases, particularly for minorities. I'm joined now by the CEO of the Black and Missing Foundation, Derica Wilson, to talk about this. Thank you very much. It's good to see you again. Thanks for joining us. First, tell us about the foundation and why, sadly, there's a need for an organization like this.
Thank you, Tony, for having us. We started this organization nearly 14 years ago to shine a spotlight on missing persons of color, because quite frankly, when you turn your televisions on, we don't see anyone that looks like us. You know, we all know the names of Natalie Holloway, Lacey Peterson, Chandra Levy, but no one knows the names of Deidre Reed, Keisha Jacobs, Unique Harris, none of those names. And so we wanted to even the playing field because these families are desperate. They're hurting.
And you work directly with these families. Do you have a sense of how many families you've worked with on this issue?
We've worked with thousands of families across the United States. And since our inception, we've helped reunite or bring closure to over 400 families. You know, we've come a long way. We still have a long way to go. You know, we have to shout out our Black press, who's helped us spearhead this issue of bringing our cases to the forefront. And, you know, even our local media partners just helping us tell our stories because they're so important. You know, again, our cases are not bubbling up to that mainstream media. So we have to create the message and the stories ourselves.
And we're talking about Black young people who go missing, people in general, but particularly young people and girls. Black, brown, Asian American, indigenous people, some startling numbers in those cases, including in Wyoming where all this happened. Why do you think this disparity exists?
Well, when it comes to our Black and brown community, when it comes to children, they're oftentimes classified as runaways. Runaways are not receiving the Amber Alert. There's no sense of urgency to find the missing. When it comes to missing adults, men, women that are Black and brown, their disappearance is associated with some sort of criminal activity, and it's simply desensitized. And so, you know, we're just trying to change that narrative. We need more diversity in the newsroom because the decision makers they don't look like us, and we need more diversity on the police forces, specifically in the commander ranking, so we can get sensitivity to these cases, to these families, a sense of urgency. You know, one case that I'm thinking of in particular is Daniel Robison. He's missing out of Arizona, and law enforcement, they're not spending any time looking for him. There's been no searches on their behalf that has bubbled up to this national attention that Gabby has received. And this is a young man, similar circumstances of his disappearance. He went to work, coworkers last saw him, and he just fell off the face of this earth. You know, so there's a lot of cases out there that are like this. There's a lot of Gabbies in the Black and brown community.
You bring up a very good point. That's why representation is so important in terms of the media, in management circles, in the editorial rooms, all of that. So that hopefully will help correct the problem. I want to just quickly mention, we got to wrap, but you have a hashtag, Aisha Alert. What is that, very quickly?
The Aisha Alert?
Yes.
That is the young lady that went missing from the military base a few years back. And, you know, that alert is happening because anyone that's going missing right now, these families are creating their own hashtags. They're creating their own flyers to get these stories out there because mainstream media is not bubbling up. Our hashtag is help us find us.
Information is power.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what I did, I disconnected a couple of things. I see I got my brother Sanchez in there who's asking me if I'm opening up the lines. So what I did, because I wasn't expecting to open up the lines tonight, what I did, let me wipe my nose there. I've got something on my nose that's bothering my nose. Sorry about that, folks. Thank you for hanging in there. I'm going to open up my phone line. It's going to be how do we say? It's going to be a phone call situation. And what I'm going to do, how do I do this? Nope, not right there. But I want it right. Nope, don't want it right there. And I don't want it right there. Hang on, folks. I got some couple little boo-boos I did right here. And there we go. Put that back up there like so. And all right. I think this will do the trick for me. There we go. There goes the phone number right there. So hopefully this thing will it'll work just fine. So I'm hosting. All right. All right, folks.
Welcome and thank you for.
All right, there's the number. If anybody wants to, I put that up. If anyone wants to call in and talk to me about that. That was pretty much the last video and the last part of my presentation tonight that I wanted to show everyone. I appreciate everybody in the chat room. If anybody wants to call in, the number's in the corner, the right-hand corner, 605-313-5658. Access code is 571128. Access code is 571128, 605-313-5658. It's a conference call, so I can have multiple people on at the same time. Just be respectful. I think Brother Sanchez wants to call in, so dial that number up, brother. While I'm still up here, I want to hear what you have to say. And anybody who wants to call in, that's the number right there, 605-313-5658. Access code is 571128. Access code is 571128. Once again, it's in the right corner just above my head. Let me see if there's anybody that's on right now. Okay, we're waiting to see if anybody wants to come in and join. So let me see here. Let me look in the chat and see what people are saying. See what we have here. We've got J-Lo Rich in the house. Bob Cosmetic. Keith is in the house. Sister Murray is in the house. Black Votron. Lady T Speaks. Raw B is in the house. The Minister's in the house. Let me see who else. And then who do we have over here? RY's in the house. We got Wow Willie 54 in the house. Okay, who do we have there?
This is Brother Sanchez speaking.
All right, brother. I saw your message in the chat room, and I just kind of threw it. I cut something else off that I was bringing music through, and because I didn't even have it set up for this tonight, but I set it up especially for you and anybody else that wants to call in. Brother, renting your voice. How are you doing, by the way? It's good to hear you, brother.
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for opening it up for me. I think this is a great topic that you're having.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I wanted to add something to coming from background.
Okay.
I was hearing these sisters speak from the news article, and a lot of things she said is spot on. And her cause and her organization is well needed, and I'm actually proud that that exists. But I got to give black people the harsh thing that probably ain't nobody else going to say, and I hate to do it to them, but you know what? White folks ain't going to help us because this is how it goes. I see white girls go missing, white boys go missing, and you know how they're found? If they're found, it's not because of law enforcement. It ain't got nothing to do with the police and none of that. You know what happened? The community actually get out there and search the woods and all that. You got old white men, old white men that ain't done nothing in years, getting up, putting on the outdoor suit, saying, "I'm going on the search, honey. I'm going to help with the search." Everybody and their mama getting involved out there with the search.
You're right.
And and as far as the media coverage, all of the white people that's of any influence that's so-called hip to what's going on, they're speaking on that white girl being missing. Whereas you would have the black influencers and politicians not saying nothing about the black children that go missing because they too busy buck dancing and selling whatever agenda.
Oops. Oh my God, I lost him. Let me turn this back on. I lost my man. Let me see here. Let me turn this back on. I think I hit the button by accident. Sanchez, call back in. It was an accident, brother. Nothing wrong with the connection. It was just I hit the button, made a mistake there. Call back in, Sanchez. So call back in.
Welcome.
Brother Sanchez, call back in and continue what you were saying. I hit the wrong button on my phone. I shouldn't even been playing around with it. Go right ahead and call right back in, brother. Call right back in. We got to finish hearing. The people need to finish hearing what you are about to and what you are saying. So you've got to call back in. You've got no choice. Call back in, Sanchez. The number is 605-313-5658. Access code 571128. Okay. I'm sorry about that, brother. Some kind of way I hit the wrong button on my phone. Go right ahead, brother. Continue with what you were saying. Sorry about that. Not going to happen again.
No problem at all. No problem. Yeah, I was just saying, the harsh thing about it is that is never a police effort or is never a effort from any state organization or federal. It's always the community. When these people go missing, because the police department got a certain time where they can search, and after that they got to go home. And the city ain't going to be paying all of this personnel every day to scan the woods. I hate to tell black folks this, but recovery is like the last thing on the priority list in law enforcement. Meaning that if somebody...
Go right ahead,
you
brother.
Still with me?
Yeah, I'm still with you. Go right ahead.
That's to say that if you have a missing motorcycle or a missing car, the police ain't going to break their neck looking for it. They'll tell you, okay, we'll keep an eye out for it, And if it come across their eyesight when they going about their normal duties, then yeah. But there ain't nobody going out there putting a whole team in motion, investigate the search for your motorcycle. It's gone. And that's just the nature of law enforcement. They don't spend a lot of time in recovery. That's why you have the community coming out like that when these white girls is missing and stuff like that, because they know that. I don't think black folks really grasp that, which is why we think, we need to get more black people in the police department. That ain't going to do nothing. Even if you get a black police chief, the city is not spending that much money. For you to go and scan an area, you know how much personnel and that's just one area. That's half of your force. How long they gonna scan it? Because the clock tick and everybody getting paid, which is why recovery is just not a good deal. And like if you got a missing child, it's always a bad thing because recovery is just the last on the totem pole with law enforcement.
So for example, with this Gabby Petito case, they did not find her alive, but they eventually, Brother Sanchez, found her body. And that goes into what you just said, is that white people, white men in particular, they're willing to get out there in the woods and comb the area. And you're right. Every time you see white people go missing, you do tend to see more white people, particularly the white men, who are willing to go out there in the woods and comb the area for days and for days and for days. Whereas when black people go missing, as you've heard tonight, we do tend to rely heavily on law enforcement, which, quite obviously, we think that, well, they should be able to get involved and help, but we do tend to rely heavily on law enforcement. Whereas, and in the case of Daniel Robison, his father had to hire volunteers because he wasn't getting anywhere with law enforcement. But you're right, white people, they'll have the whole community out there. They'll have law enforcement, the community. They'll have everybody and the mama in the kitchen sink out there looking for their loved ones. You make a very compelling point, brother.
And in some of the cases, you would have like the sergeants and deputies and all them showing up after work, off-duty work, continuing the search.
Right. So the question,
you see what I'm saying?
Right. So Brother Sanchez, are you saying, and we just got to, this is just real conversation. Are you saying, are you making the inference that maybe black people, when we go missing, we don't have enough black people out there combing these nicks and crannies at the level that white people will comb those nicks and crannies, such as the way they'll go into the woods, they'll go everywhere. Not to say that black people don't get groups of people to look for someone who's missing, but do they do it at the same level? And what's happening on YouTube and social media speaks to what you're saying, because if you look at most of the videos on YouTube, even black content creators, and it's not an indictment on them at all, but even black content creators have been sort of taken by this whole case to the point that they are spending time focusing on it because it has this element of the why did he do it? Where is he at? We got to find him. He's in the woods roughing it. I get that. So it has a certain mysteriousness to it. But when it comes to black people, not the same mysteriousness to it as necessary. We usually will talk about the big cases, like we got Kelly Price and that whole situation, right? She went missing. A lot of us are talking about her because she's a celebrity, a singer, R&B, gospel, the whole nine yard. But when it comes to someone who doesn't really have that big name, it's sort of like, okay, I hope they find him. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's exactly how it is. And when you asked about, do we do it at the rate that whites do it? Not at all. Can't even compare it. Because I'm telling you, when a white girl go missing, you got teams on ATVs. You got the old white dudes with the dogs. I'm talking about, it's like they've been training for this shit or something. Everybody spread out, perfectly distanced, know how to work. It's like, damn, y'all been training for this shit. I'm telling you, I can pull up videos, community searches and stuff. Even if you watch Forensic Files, you'll see what I'm talking about when these white girls go missing, how the white community respond very quick, organized, and they putting down whatever they doing at the moment. If I'm going on vacation tomorrow, I'm not going now because my people got a search to do. This is how serious they is about it. And I just don't think, we at that level yet. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you the controversial question then, my brother. What's wrong with us? What is wrong with our people? And I'm not trying to put an indictment on all black people, because there's certainly black people out there that have been out there beating the pavement, that have organizations who are coming on television saying, hey, you're not doing enough to recognize that black females are going missing, black men are going missing, and black children. But what do you think is going to change? Because everything changes when it happens to you. And when it happens to you and your family, then you got a whole different outlook. But what do you think is going to do? Black people, I don't like playing the blame game here, but are black people, are we getting too lazy with lack of urgency? And and the very people that we will say are racist and they're white supremacists and we don't like cops and we don't like A, B, and C, when something happens, then we turn around and we expect them to have our backs in these situations, when at the same time we say, well, they don't want us anyway. They want us to kind of die. So it's kind of a catch-22, don't you think?
It exactly is. That's like, I will even get called a coon for some of the stuff I'm saying right now, even though you and I know it's true. And it's just that we saying it because it's to show us what we need to work on. And I think one of our problems is reliant too. We've become so reliant on the oppressor that we complain about, just like you said, that that's our response for this kind of stuff. You don't hear about white people saying, well, this person don't get enough coverage or that much coverage. And we think it's because mainstream media is favoring them, but a closed mouth don't get fed in corporate America, in the media world. There are black people who work for all of these mainstream platforms. Al Sharpton worked with MSNBC. He showed up at the Haitian border and had cameras there. Why ain't he never showing up when these children go missing? You see what I'm saying? It's always something.
That's a very, very, brother, you just knocked the lid off the soda pop bottle. That's a very, very important statement. I want you to repeat that again, because you're right. He showed up for the Haitian situation over there in Del Rio, Texas, but you notice he shows up when there's cameras around. I want you to repeat what you said again for everyone to hear that. Say that again, Brother Sanchez.
Yeah, and all of these mainstream media corporations, there are bougie, uppity niggas that's in high places like Al Sharpton at MSNBC who can snap his finger and have the cameras there. We know it, but if it ain't nothing divisive and it ain't no big story, he ain't gonna do it. These missing girls that ain't recovered ain't a big story. It only becomes a big story when they recover them. Then they say, the missing girl that was gone missing 9 months ago, she's been recovered, and that breaks it big. But if they would have never found her, we wouldn't even know she was missing. We get the story. It's like, what girl was missing? Who is that? And you know what I'm saying? But that's right. People like Al Sharpton to show up for border events, and they never doing no domestic work in the community, in the hood. Nothing like that. Is always at the border or something that's mainstream, like you were saying. Right? These folks are in key positions, info man, to raise awareness on the missing black children. What are they there for? What did they get in these big positions for to not lift their voice?
That's right. That's right. Wow. One of the reasons why. Who else do we have on the line with us?
This is DOD.
Hey, what's going on, DOD? I'm glad that you called in, brother. We got Brother Sanchez on the line with you. Much respect to you, DOD, and thank you for all the support on the channel, both channels, brother, really. And I want to thank everybody in the chat room as well. This is DOD that's on, brother. Go right ahead and say whatever you want to add to the discussion, brother.
Well, first off, I want to say thank you very much, Information Man, for this show, for all that you do here on YouTube, and you do great work. You put a lot of time and effort in what you do.
Thank you.
You have a lot of great people in the chat, so
yes,
I want to thank you for that.
Very great people in the chat. Thank you.
Yeah. I kind of disagree with Brother Sanchez there.
Okay.
And respecting you, Brother Sanchez. I've checked you out too on your channels before, so peace to you too, brother.
Okay.
What I disagree with is that the fact that you're saying that black people don't go out and surge and all of this thing. That's true.
I'm not saying they don't. I'm saying not to the degree of others.
Well, the reason why is because we're not getting the coverage. These white people that you say go out and search for these white girls or white women or whatever, they wouldn't know that they were missing if it wasn't for the media coverage that they get.
That's not the case. That's not the case.
That's very much the case. How would they know they're missing? Brother, let me finish here. How would they know they're missing?
You're not accurate.
Let's do this. Wait a minute. Let's do this. Let's have each brother, because this is like a debate. Let's have each brother say what they have to say, and then we have a brother give a rebuttal. We'll be respectful here. Let's go, DOD. Finish what you were saying. Finish what you were saying, DOD. And then I want Brother Sanchez to rebut anything that he disagrees with of what you said or what you're characterizing that he was saying. So go right ahead, DOD. Finish with what you were saying.
Okay. So so what I'm saying is that if it was not for the media coverage, even white people wouldn't know that white people are missing. The only reason why they go out with all these resources and, as you say, old white men going out searching and all this is because it's put out into the media first. It blows up through the media first, and then they go out and search. We don't get that type of coverage, so we don't know a lot of these people a lot of our black people that are missing, our women, our girls, our young boys and men. We don't know because there's no media coverage out there. So that's the reason why we don't do as you say a statewide or nationwide search, because we don't know that they're missing. If the media blew it up like they blew up like white girls and they go missing, then of course then I can understand you saying that, but we don't get that coverage, brother.
Okay, let's go to good points, DOD. Good points. You're right. We don't. That was the whole reason why I did this stream. We don't get the coverage, but Brother Sanchez, go ahead and give your rebut or whatever you want to say, brother, in response to DOD.
Yeah, I'll give you a case in Arizona. There was a white girl that went missing in Tucson, Arizona. And it never made big media. It was a case I watched on Forensic Files. A lot of what I was saying, I watch a lot of Forensic Files and investigative criminal justice stuff. I took up criminal justice, community college of the Air Force. What I was saying, I'm going to give you a particular case in Arizona, right? There was a white girl went missing, and it never made big media. Because when the parents spout out in the community right there, because remember, these children is going missing on somebody's street corner, on the block, with neighbors, with black people. Why? It shouldn't be a nationwide search if she just missing in the hood right here. The only way to do that is if she been missing for a while, and now we know she could have covered distance. That's how we look at it in law enforcement. But the thing is this, if in the case of Arizona, white girl went missing for a few hours, the small community was in fucking uproar. That small community was in uproar. to the point where the sheriffs, all them went out and they ended up finding her body. Of course, they didn't find her alive, but it never really made mainstream media because it was resolved with the community. So what I'm saying, if a black girl go missing right there, we all know, okay, we live in the black persons in our communities or whatever, we know the surrounding areas and etc. If she go missing and we find out within a decent amount of time and the community respond, like I saw in Arizona, you will find a dead or alive because you ain't giving the perpetrator enough time to hide stuff, get rid of stuff, traverse distances and all of that stuff. So the quicker the community is on it and respond to it, the better. I'm not saying black communities don't do it, but I was just making a joke that I've seen in a lot of these cases where the white communities look like they've been training for this shit or something, you know. But that just comes from being outdoorsmen as well, too. You got a lot of white guys that love to be outdoors in the woods, searching for, this is a thrill, fun to them, you know, anyway. But that's what the point that I was making is that it should never make it to mainstream if we're handling as a community. In fact, if a little girl come up missing, I really don't want the police to get involved, and I don't really want the media covering it. My ideal example of justice would be that entire community of men. We riding out. We got an APB out. We can do this better than the police. I know because I was a cop. And they don't really care about this kind of shit. They don't put a lot of effort in this kind of stuff. But I know a community of men out there searching who got daughters too. If they catch whoever perpetrated this girl, he getting more than a smack on the wrist. Because I'm going to tell you, once they turn him in, whoever's perpetrated, once they're brought to justice, is oftentimes a smack on the wrist, man, for some of these crazy cases. I'm talking about kidnapping and all. If it ain't no murder involved, he liable to see the sun again in his lifetime. But I'm just saying, I think. Let me ask you this: that town in Arizona that you spoke of, what was the population? Because you said the sheriff got involved. I'm quite sure it was a small town. Tucson ain't really that big, but it's a small little booming town. You're right. Everybody in that community knows everybody, the sheriff, everybody. So it makes sense that they would go out and black people community too. Everybody know everybody in the hood. Yeah, but now you can get the sheriff involved, though. That's why I said we got to get the brothers involved. That's why I'm saying we got to do that. My thing is we got to do it, my brother, as a community.
So
you know, I fully agree with you on that, brother.
So basically, let me step in. Let me step in and say this. So in a nutshell, both of you are right. At the end of the day, and DOD is right that there's no media coverage for black people. I've displayed that on the show tonight. There's no real media coverage. There's no nothing. And I said tonight that David Robison, the father of Daniel Robison, who went missing, a geologist, said that he had to go and hire, or I don't know if he hired, but he had to assemble a team of people that are trying to still find his son because the police are not doing the job. And I think that's where Brother Sanchez is right, that the police, they don't really have the fortitude for this sort of stuff. It really takes the community to do it. So we as black men in particular, as a black community, when a young lady, a young man goes missing or anybody goes missing, we have to be willing to roll up our sleeves and get out there in the element and be willing to put the same kind of energy in, because we already know that the odds are against us, that the media is not going to really cover our stories. So we have to be our best police for our community. We have to be our best community. We have to be the soldiers of our community, should I say that. So, and a lot of things that you brothers are saying tonight, actually, we need all of it. We need all of those elements somehow or another, because like I said earlier tonight, 1.6 million people they just loved watching and analyzing this Gabby Petito situation. When it comes to black folks, it's kind of like, okay, another black person is missing. Okay, okay, turn the page, right? So I want to thank both of you brothers for coming on tonight. Any other words either one of you want to say?
Well, I was going to say, again, I want to thank you for the information that you're putting out tonight. This topic it's something that we need to speak more about. And to Brother Sanchez, brother, no disrespect to you or anything like that. Like I said, I'm very familiar with your channel and what you've done here on YouTube. So big respect to you, brother.
Well, much respect to you, my brother. It was good building for you. I agree with what you were saying. One thing I want to add is you're right. We don't get mainstream media coverage. It's because the blacks who are in the mainstream got an apple in their mouth, as Kwame Brown say. But then again, I'm going to ask this question before I get out of here, information, man, just to throw a little controversy to the chat room, wake them up, give them a little fun. Can black people complain about media coverage if we're the most viral in social media?
Wow, that's pretty deep. If we are the most viral, can we complain about it? Are you trying to say, Brother Sanchez, that instead of waiting on the media to report the story, we got to be the ones that are reporting the story? We got to be that media, because I don't know if you came on a little late tonight, but there's a case by the name of a brother by the name of Tyrese Gibson in Texas. And there's been some mysterious things around his case. He went missing. They can't find his body. You've got other youth that were involved in some shady things with him. And the mother thinks that they are responsible, but they're not arrested. I think they got one person. And I'm waiting for someone that I know on YouTube who's going to give me a contact with her, because I'm going to bring her on by using my platform to be able to talk about the situation that happened to her son, to get the word out. Because from what I understand, the media down there in Texas and nationally is not talking about it. There's very little attention being paid to what happened to her son, what's happening. And so when you say we go viral, but we're not using it, I think that we should all use these kind of platforms, airways, podcasts, whatever we got, to get the word out, and not just wait on mainstream media, because we already know what their deal is with mainstream media. I'm going to stop right there.
Last thing, and I'm out. Last thing, I appreciate this info, man. You right. Listen, I'm going to give you a prime example.
Mm-hmm.
In this day we in, you got people like Tasha K breaking stories before the mainstream media. She will break a story and then they break it later and ask her, the FBI and shit, calling her like, how the hell you breaking it before us? So we literally in that time now where you may break the story before the mainstream do. That happens a lot today. And that proves what you're saying, that we don't get mainstream coverage. So some small YouTuber break it. Now mainstream got to deal with it now. So yeah, but appreciate this. This was an awesome bill information, man.
All right, brother. I appreciate you. And come on back. Don't be a stranger. I mean, you're not a stranger. I'll be back over on your channel for any other powerful discussions and bill over there. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, that's Brother Sanchez. Great brother. Really appreciate him. Appreciate him coming over and being a part of the talk tonight. So I'm going to end this call, and then I'm going to reconnect my other system back up. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to disconnect this and stop that. Give me a minute, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here tonight. I want to reconnect my system. All right, folks. I'm reconnecting my system right now. Just give me a minute. I had to reconnect something. Okay. Okay. Okay, we got a successful connection. Let me test it with a little bit of music. Thank you, everybody, again for your patience. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. I know there's people out there that might have agreed or disagreed with either DOD or Brother Sanchez, but I think DOD made a good point because the media doesn't give coverage. And so the difference is this. I would say the difference is this, ladies and gentlemen, is that, yeah, white people will get out there and they'll search. Doesn't mean that black people don't search either, but this is the difference. White people will get out there and they'll search for each other, and on top of searching for each other, this is what I should have said when they both were up here. On top of searching, they get the media coverage on top of their searching. Black people, we will search, but we don't get the media coverage along with it. And I think the reason why white people tend to have more success at finding missing people in their community, because they not only are they willing to go out there in the streets and look for missing people, and black people do this too, but they get the media coverage, and that's the equalizer that black people don't get. Let me test my music here and see if this is working. All right. All right, it's working. That's working nicely. All right, it's working. Okay. So I hope everybody got something out of this live stream tonight. I hope I was able to break a few things down, put a few things in perspective. Once again, this isn't an indictment on folks out there that have been following the Gabby Petito case. It is intriguing because we got a guy who has ran off, who is missing, and they found her body, and they're looking for the boyfriend the fiance who they believe did this. So it is a compelling case, but keep this in mind. We have black people out here, black men, black women, black children that go missing. Nobody really cares in terms of the media attention. And I think that when we find this happening to black people, for those of us who have platforms, whether it's YouTube channels, whether it's a podcast, whatever you got, I think you should use your voice in your resources to bring gravity to this issue, because if it was your brother, your sister, your daughter, your son, your uncle, your mother, your loved ones, you would want people to do the same to bring attention to what happened to your family member. I really appreciate everybody here tonight. We got Black Voltron in there. We got Kiki in the house. Craig R. DOD, thank you for calling in. Moses Black Thor is called in. We have Miss Mary has been rocking in there. I see you, Miss Mary. Thank you for coming over. J-Lo Rich. Fiasco. We got Jones. When I saw the Petito case, I said to myself, they don't give missing black people this kind of coverage. You're right. We got Nate 8A in the house. This was a great show for my first time watching. Hey, thank you. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification. Subscribe to the second channel, the Information Man Speaks podcast. Thank you for coming over. We got Natro. We got Big Dog Philly OG coming in the house. Thank you for being here. We got Chris CCC, DOD. Everybody, do me the biggest favor. Because we didn't get as many people over here as we did with the other more polarizing content that I've done. But do me the biggest favor, because it's really the people that are over here is what counts, right? Do me the biggest favor. We can equalize this if you all take the time to drop this video in all of your social media, your Twitter, your Facebook groups, your Facebook page, your any black sites that you're a member of where people drop links and drop videos and what have you. Tell your family members, tell your friends. If you're a content creator, drop it in your community tab. Tell people about the channel that follow you, because I'll do the same thing for you as well. Drop it and let people know, friends, family, coworkers, people that you know would like this type of content, the way I do things over here. Go ahead and do that, because we're going to equalize it and let this video grow, because it needs to be getting out there for more people to see this in the algorithm, because you know that YouTube doesn't like us to do these kind of videos. No, YouTube doesn't want us to do that. YouTube wants us to spend all of our time talking about black males against black women. And YouTube wants us to spend most of our time talking pimp talk and how we can get women in bed and how we can do this and that and all that kind of stuff. YouTube wants us to waste our time fighting against each other and devaluing each other. That's what YouTube algorithms likes to do to black content creators. But this kind of information that I displayed tonight is what really needs to be gotten out there. Because I'm going to say it again, we've got no friends, black people. We've got plenty of enemies, but we have no friends. And DOD was right in the things that he said. And guess what? Brother Sanchez was right. They might have disagreed in the first area, but we need all of what they're talking about, all of it, because we don't get the media coverage that white people get when they go out there searching. That's what's equalizing their efforts. We're not getting the coverage, but you know what? This is why we need black media. This is why we need black people talking about this in mainstream, but many of them don't because they're buck dancers. But we need black people on YouTube, black people on podcasts, black people on Facebook, black people on Twitter, black people on Instagram, whatever you're using. We need you to use your voice to get these type of messages and these type of issues out out there, so that we can bring gravity to issues that happen to black young people, like these three young people here, Sister Jacob, Brother Jelani, and Daniel Robison. These are the recent situations that have went down that we need to bring gravity to, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate your enthusiasm in the chat room. I love you all. I'll give you a clap here. Again, let me give you a clap.
Tell the truth.
Really, really appreciate everybody coming over and being a part of this program tonight. So with that said, I'm about to get out of here. You all have a great rest of your work week or your week. I'll be back live this upcoming weekend. And whatever I do this upcoming weekend should be an exciting program. Look for me to go live on Sunday. Maybe I'll surprise you and go live on this channel on a Saturday. But also look for me to go live or put content out on the podcast channel, the Information Man Speaks podcast. Check this out. If you do want to see something new over there, I did a video about Kelly Price. I went on earlier today doing a podcast about the Kelly Price situation. That's on the second channel, the Information Man Speaks podcast. So go check that out if you like. Send this through the algorithms, like the video, share the video, share. I appreciate everybody that's here tonight. You are the best. And I want to say this to you all. Take care. Peace to you. Everybody that was here tonight. Great chat room. That chat room's great. We got Natural in the house. I want to say peace to Cap, PY2, Lady T Speaks, DOD for calling in, J-Lo Rich, Bob Cosmic, Brother Keith, Sister Murray, Black Voltron, Raw B, the minister who came in, Natural, everybody, RY, Kiki. I appreciate everybody. Peggy Roster, Joy, Golden Melanin, everybody that came in. Chris CCC, Nate A, everybody. The Unspoken, thank you for coming over. Thank you.
Tell the truth.
Don't slip on the trail. Tempo, tempo. Can you keep up with my tempo? Tempo. Yeah, yeah, blowing up. C4. I just hit the Mike Jackson on my tiptoes. Oh yeah, I know we go wherever that wind blows. The endo. Don't slip on the trail. Don't slip on the. Don't slip on the. Don't slip on the. Don't slip on the trail. Don't slip on the trail. Yeah. High key, I know. I send all of my rap foes like they my tadpoles. Yeah, yeah.
Information is
I just
power.
had to go crack now on my Depot. Yeah, that Draco wasn't like free throws. I do not miss no shots, I got the cheat code. That's why I never
Tell the truth.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
I'm way too smooth, yeah. I just caught a groove, yeah. This right here, that charge all the fire and the move, yeah. Better go right back to it, yeah. If you ain't talking about money, please save your breath, don't bring it up to me, yeah. I pull up in that stunt like a 007 James Bond type movie, yeah. Hey, don't slip on the trail. No, 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 no. Don't slip on the trail. Don't slip on the. Don't slip on the. Don't slip on the. Don't slip on the trail. Don't slip on the trail. Yeah. Tempo.
bag, I'm racing the clock. Look at them block, watching them flop. Used to see this in my sleep when I ain't had shit but my thoughts in the car. I really was lost. Now I'm public with the soundscapes. Floss, I'm really pulling strings for the pound cake. I see you went for a puppet in the clown face for a little wage. The talk of the town is late. Still me, I never switch sides. Came a long way with the gas tank running on fumes. Wonder why you full on the envy. When it's all love, when I fall through with the young bulls, getting niggas a kidney, but you ain't mob, you a op. Must be lost in the sauce. Been here for the art and the jump start. Wanted this is small, packed the lunchbox with the Kool-Aid jammers. And I'm still throwing tantrum. I'm set to roam around the planet where they know the songs and they chant them. The vision turned into fruition. I'm really liking how it's panning. The comic collector, you thought I planned it. Been crazy, then it fell into place. Now everything's stable. I'm all in on the table. You selling that fable, we know that it's made up. We know what you made of.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
I've been calling to a God. I'm in tune with the signs. I'm just trying to let go. I'm just trying to be me. I ain't trying to do fine. Moon landed with the elevation. Arm strong with the levitation. My third eye needed calibration. That was heat rock when I notated. I've been going crazy. Stone face when I kill beat, leaving no trace on location. Premeditated, ayy. Can't even be still for like more than a minute. The way that they play out, I don't wanna miss. I don't know part of this shit.
I don't want